Good morning, Derek. Good morning. What's the weather like in North Carolina? Good morning, JW. Happy Halloween. Good morning, Greenie. I got your text. I'll give you a text back this morning after the show. Thank you for texting me. I've been busy this morning just getting ready for getting well, I spent some of the morning over at the grow house and then shot back over here and got things set up for this morning. Jack Lanterns, good morning. What an appropriate day to see you. Jack Lanterns, good morning. We got Greenie and Bill and Goody and Muslove and Mark and Dawn and Derek and Billy D. Anthony Hunt, good morning, Anthony. Love Slingers, I like that. Slinging the love. Kitty Cat Zilla. Jack Lanterns, I love it. JW. Sir Green Table. Sue Little. Good morning, Joe Dees. Joe, I know exactly who you were talking about. Stop dealing with, I avoided that situation, that person, at least 2 years now. I saw it all happening I saw it coming. Thanks for the heads up. I saw that one coming from a mile away. 10 miles away, I tell ya. Some you can see coming. You know what I mean, Joey? Some of those, you saw that one coming. Okay, Mark, well, give Zoe a hug from us all. Love that name. I told you that once. If I had ever had a daughter, that's what I would name it. Zoe. Name her, I mean. Name it. Good morning, everybody. Kitty Cat Zilla. Love that guy. Meow. Yeah. Thank you, Marky. Yeah. Happy Halloween. Happy Holy Weenie Day. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling pretty holy. Do I have any hot dogs? I had hot dogs for dinner last night. Zoe Antoinette, beautiful name. Zamaron, Zaz, Z-A-Z. Zaz, Sassy Zazzy. Good morning, Waz. Good morning, RX. I see an RX here. Shroom Digger and Mr. Phillips. RX. RX. You doing okay out there? Good morning, Exception. Sozo. Roy. I haven't seen Roy in a minute. I love seeing Roy. Classic. Package out. Double Z, that kid was last every time. If the teacher, oh yeah, of course. Are you kidding me? That's like being the AA carpet company. You always put 2 or 3 A's. Because we used to look things up. Do you remember back in the day when you would look stuff up in a phone book? Remember phone books? And then we had a special cupboard just for the phone books. Oh, I haven't thought of a phone book in years. And you'd go to the payphone, and the phone books are hanging there. And you go to find your page, and it's been ripped out. That should have been almost a felony. That should have been close. Not. It should have been like a really high-level misdemeanor. You're not allowed to steal a page out of the phone book. Inevitably, that's the one you need. Well, phone books. Some of you are too young to even remember what a phone book is. You'd have to go look stuff up in a phone book. Give me 5 people that remember their phone book. And then there were different phone books for different areas. So you'd have a stack of books. Yeah, Joe, what the hell's a phone book? The new generation's never seen a phone book in their life. Our kids will never, your grandkids will never use a phone book. Right, Greenie? Mine were always, most of the books are white at the beginning, and then the last third of the book is the yellows. It's the yellow. Okay? You did? You guys received yellow pages? Did you, Exception? That's funny. I remember a company that I started, I advertised in the yellow pages. Like I took out a yellow page ad. Those aren't cheap. Those guys charged you, but you got good business. If you weren't in the yellow pages, it's like not having a website today. Right? If you weren't in the yellow pages was our website. They'd list everything you could do. Everything the company could do would be all listed right there. Next to your name. Oh, I'm cracking up right now. No. Yellow Pages used to be our website, now that I think about it. And the white pages was Facebook. Yeah, the white pages was our Facebook. You want to talk to somebody, you got to call them. Actually, you can look up their address. Some were unlisted. Booster seats. You guys aren't remembering phone books very well with me. Come on, man. You're making me feel old. RX, am I right, though? Am I right? Oh, and some I'm not listing mine. I'm not listing my number. Yeah, there were unlisted numbers. Oh, we had party lines, too, until I was about 10. You could listen to all the ladies on the street, every one of their conversations. Somehow the phone company figured that out and knocked that off. Okay? The contact list. Oh. Oh, Derek Anderson, the guys that could tear one in half. Those are strong dudes. No way could I have done that. Okay? Okay, full page ad in Vegas for the stripper service was $10,000. Yeah, that's paid back in 10 visits. They make that back in the first 10 visits, so they're good. Full page ad. That was a long time ago, too, for it to be that expensive. Yeah. White pages were free. And they put you in it until you told them not to. And then the yellow pages. And those, I forget what I paid. I only had it one time for a year. But it worked. I'll tell you what. You'd ask them, one of the first things is, so how did you get our number? Oh, I got it from the yellow pages. And we'd keep track. I had a little spot on a whiteboard that every time the customer service would get a call and it came through the yellow pages, we'd make a certain mark, and then we had advertisement in 2 or 3 other places. So we tracked, analog tracking, where your advertisement is coming, where your leads are coming from. That was a trip down memory lane. I was watching a documentary last night. It's a pretty cool documentary. First of all, okay, I'll just go for it. Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz. She wore the ruby slippers. Remember that? If you go back to Frank Baum's original book, they were silver slippers. They weren't ruby. But they were just experimenting, not experimenting, but they were getting down to where they were using Technicolor in their films. Wizard of Oz was written in not written, but it was released as a movie in 1939. And you guys remember in the movie, I'd forgotten this because I haven't watched it in a while, but you remember in the movie when it switches from black and white to color? Do you remember that part of the movie? I'd forgotten about that effect, but I remember it when they were saying it. And they were talking about, like, that was in 1939, 40, 41, 42, the most amazing technical advancement of before the atom bomb. It was like, what? All of a sudden it went color in the movie. I think when she lands in Oz. Okay. I'm going to have to watch it again. I think they bring it out every Thanksgiving. Somewhere between Thanksgiving and Christmas. They always show it. Anyways, the shoes. Okay? The ruby slippers. They were stolen. They were stolen from the Grand Rapids Wizard of Oz Museum. And I'm thinking Grand Rapids, Michigan. No, it was Grand Rapids, Minnesota. The guy that owned them, there was a guy that owned them, and he was a big movie memorabilia collector. He loaned them to the museum to put them on display because they were having their yearly festival in town. And they were stolen out of the museum. Overnight ripoff. And it became like Grand Rapids Police Department's biggest case. They chased it for 13 years till they finally found the slippers. It's on Netflix. Is it Netflix or Hulu? I think it's on Hulu. Might be on Hulu. Anyways, it's called The Red Slippers. Something like that. I was watching the documentary last night. Why am I mentioning it? The guy that bought the original ruby red slippers from the costume department in Hollywood, along with one of her blue gingham dresses and or two other things. The guy that bought them paid $2,500 for it. No, it wasn't found in Kansas, it was found in your bathroom, behind your green shower curtain. Don't get me started with Waz's bathroom. Paid $2,500 for the shoes. They had them insured when they went on to the museum. He had them insured for $1 million. Okay? He had taken out a local policy that cost somewhere around $900 for a policy to cover his shoes on display in the museum for $1 million. They get ripped off. The insurance company does what all insurance companies do, and they deny the claim. They said it's not our fault. You have to talk to the museum security staff. They're the ones that had it get ripped off. But anyways, they litigate. Finally, the guy settles for $800,000. But his heart is broken. His life is ruined. He can't move forward. He bought it for $2,500. He got an $800,000 settlement. Okay. By far the most expensive shoes on the planet Earth ever. So his heart's broken for the next 13 years. They find him. And they tell the guy, if you want your shoes back, You have to reimburse the insurance company that $800,000 they gave you. He says, done. I'll do it. He dishes out the $800,000 to the insurance company, and he has his beloved shoes back. And he lives and he sleeps with his shoes for the next couple of years. And now he's almost 80 years old. And he's like, I want somebody that really loves these shoes as much as I do to have them. So he gives them to an auction house, high-end auction house. They expect to get somewhere about 1.5 to 2 million for the shoes. Clooney, I would have kept the money too. But it was also actually smart. If he could come up with the 800,000, he was a rich guy anyway. He'd come up with the 800,000, he knows he's going to auction them off. And then, you know, he's going to get that money back. Okay, after sleeping with the shoes for a couple of years. They estimate, the auctioneers, you're probably going to get between 1.5 and 2 million bucks. That's about what the going rate on this dealio is. They start to auction 5 million, 10 million, 15 million. They were betting in $1 million increments, by the way. 15, 16. Do I hear 17? Do I hear 18? 18 go, 19, 19, 20, 21, 22. Do I hear 23, 23, 23? They're even calling on a bank of phones, and people around the world are making their bid. 24, do I hear 25 million? 25 million going once? 26, 27, that's okay, 27 going once, 27 going twice, 28, do I hear 28? 28 going once, twice, 3 times sold. $28 million. Oh, that was a good 800. Now, don't forget, he paid $2,500 for him in the first place. He paid $2,500 for him in the first place. The $800,000 he got, but he gave it back, so that was a wash. I'm sure that the auction company is going to get about $3 million of that for, you know, their commissions. Pretty good investment. 16 years he's had the shoes. He gets them auctioned off after finding them again. Made $2,500 investment to make $25 million. Don, Mark says they sold their souls. It's a cute story, though, the whole story, and how you find out who the thief was and this and that. Go check it out. But I was watching that going, what the hell is wrong with us? Those shoes aren't even worth the $2,500 he paid for them. Okay, they're just a pair of knock-around shoes she wore on the set. They had they weren't even rubies. It was red sequins. Okay? And then when they couldn't find red sequins to match, they would just put on a white one and paint it red. She had the shoes weren't even in the greatest condition. Darn it. And the person's anonymous. The person is anonymous. Whoever, I would be too. I'm not telling anybody. I dropped $28 million on a pair of phony baloney shoes. Wow. So that's your rando facto for today. Okay? Can you imagine that? I hope they fit. That's all I can say. I sure hope they fit. Oh, Those things are like, they're not, I'm sure a guy doesn't even display them. They're sitting in some cave, they're sitting there. They got to be in some kind of a vault somewhere, 300-ton vault. Those are the kind of things that you don't even show. Good morning, Mama Jess. What's this now? You're very welcome. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. If you're ever looking for something else, you email me. I'm in the game. Okay? It's nice to see you. So, at the end of the day, I just hope they fit. Okay? Who's going to be the co-host next Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time? Who's going to be our co-host? Will you guys tell me who the co-host is going to be, please? I need you guys to tell me. Mama Jess, there's my email. Derek Anderson just wrote it down. He's the guy with the blue lettered name, because he's a monitor. Who do you guys want to do it next week? What are we thinking? Who's going to be our co-host? You guys are deciding, not me. You guys are going to decide. Wazzy, are you available? Waz, we have a number of excuse me people that have nominated you. Wazzy, could you do it? That would be a good one too. Summer Wheat playing the piano. But let's see what Wazzy's got. We'll put Summer Wheat closer to Thanksgiving. How about Wazzy? He's here. Now he's hiding in his bathroom behind the green curtain and pretending he's the Wizard of Woz. Okay? I know Woz works in construction, and sometimes he's available, sometimes he isn't. Cleany only if he promises to go in the garage. Yep, he's hiding. Okay, he's at a possibly. Revisit it Monday. We're going to go with Wazzy, if he can make it. And we're going to go with Cleany as his backup. And Cleany's just going to be outside in the garden. Okay? We want to see his harvest drying. So we'll revisit this Monday and come up with a solid person. Sound good? Give me 5 people that like that idea. Give me 5 people. So it'll be Woz, Cleany, and then, maybe we'll go in another direction, but we'll make the final decision on Monday. Okay? We've got 2 people that like the idea so far. Give me 3. There's 3. Give me 4. There's 4. Cyber Jolie does it with a pink hand. Okay? Well, you're going to give us a peek at the drying shed then, Cleany. Okay, sounds good. We saw on IG, I think it might have been Niffer posted it. Those were some big colas, bro. He had colas that were a foot long. Just trimmed. Those are going to dry out to be some sweet things. Speaking of good, oh, that lobster butter, THCA. I never understood the A part. I had to go look it up. And it's only A if you're eating it. And it's THC, it converts to complete THC if you're smoking it. So it's regular weed. But it's an edible version. It's edible. And it's supposedly very, very strong in its edible vegetable state. Now, myself personally, I've never been able to catch much of an experience and an effect through eating through edibles. I've never been much of an edible guy because it just, I don't know if I even felt that. So Not in shrooms, I'm talking about in weed. So at the end of the day, it's decarb. It's not decarb, that's what it is. A means it's not decarbed. Yes, Vegas, you can make butter out of it. I'm sure. Well, I gotta let someone else that knows better answer that. I don't know. But I do know we sent you some. I'm pretty sure we sent you one. Am I right? I think we sent you a pack. Those came from Derek Anderson. Derek. So we're going to today give away a 10cc of Enigma and a 5cc together. Pops, please don't forget the needle. It's an extra thick gauge. We're doing 16 gauge on these because this stuff is so thick. It has a hard time making it out of an 18 gauge needle. So we're going to give that away and a pack of lobster butter THCA from Derek Anderson. We're going to give it away to the person that guesses the number in my chute. The number is something between 1 and 50. Go. It's Enigma, and it's some good stuff. 1 and 50. The first person to say the number on my screen. Remember that the screen lags, they come in at different times. So I'm going off of my screen. Okay? Hold everything. I know it. I've been talking. I have to go back and check. Exception just got it. Exception. Exception. Exceptionally exceptional. Number 42. Number 42. Exception got it. Boom. Just like that. You know what? That one happened so fast that I want to do another one. Okay? Go. Go. What number's at the end of my chute this time? Go. 1 and 50. You can do up to 3 of them at one time. Go, go, go. We're going to give away 2 syringes and a pack, a big pack of THCA. I'm looking for a certain number. I'm waiting to see it. As soon as I see it, I'll let you know. Haven't seen it yet, buddy boy. I'm waiting. I haven't seen it yet. What number's at the end of Pop's number chute? Oh gosh, they're around 15 grams. That's half an ounce, you guys. Half an ounce. Herbie Von Worry Kabroken Furby Kabop. Number 40. Number 40, Herbs. Herb said 40. And 40 it was at the end of the chute. Number 40. Herbie Von Worry Kabroken Furby Kabop. So Herbs, we're going to be sending you Boop and Boop. And Derek Anderson says it's about 15 grams. And I believe it. It's a big, thick pack. Okay? So I need your address. The address I have to get, because that gets the whole thing started. As soon as I see an address on my phone, I'm like, that's right, I have to send something to Herbie. Okay? And the same thing with, who was the other winner? Who else won? I forget already. See why I need an address? Who else? Oh, exception. Exception. All right? Exception, you're going to love this. It's Enigma now. So it's going to take, it takes a good 10 to 15 days longer to colonize than a regular strain. But it's good. It's fun to watch it grow because it grows different. You know what I mean? Okay. Great article for today. We're going to do a really neat article this morning. What's an appropriate age to begin using psychedelics? What do you think? What do you guys think? What's an appropriate age? And do you think that there's an age we should stop using it? Should there be starting ages and ending ages? I'm not asking what our personal experience is, but what do you think? If you could make a rule, an appropriate age to start, and do you think we should tell people like over 80 no, over 7? Is there an over no number? Okay, what do you guys think? I have a lot of 25s on here. 25s and 26s. And Much Love says, no, let the oldsters do it all away anytime they want. What do you guys think about that end? What about that one? No? Roy Coates, you must be reading the same article. What? Age is just a number, they say. So I like it that you guys weighed in and gave me your opinion. Okay? Age is just a number, they say. Cyber Jolie says, no age limit. I think she would go for a young age limit, but not an old age limit. She isn't saying give them to babies. Okay? Sue's going start at 21 and go to infinity. Greeny says no age cap on the old end. I agree. I'm down with the no age on the oldies. Okay? But I would have said, me personally, I would have said right around 25 to start. I wouldn't recommend starting anything younger than 25. Age is just a number, they say. Sounds cute, right? But when the stakes are high, you'd rather not bet your mental health or platitude. Besides, a competing cliche comes to mind. Timing is everything. So for the concerned parents, curious youngsters or bold seniors out there, wondering if they're too early or too late to work with psychedelics, we asked our network of psychedelic practitioners, is there an ideal age when psychedelics are more safe, physically, physiologically, and or spiritually? That was the question. Okay. Cleaning. I started smoking weed at 13. But I hadn't done psychedelics until I was 60 years old. 60. I had never tried acid. I was around it all the time. I even sold shrooms when I was in my teens, but I didn't eat them. Wait till the brain's done baking. Several practitioners pointed to neuroscience when discussing age and safety. Summer McCool explains that the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that supports decision-making and integration, continues developing until around the age 25. That's exactly what Roy was saying. And she recommends waiting until this foundation is fully formed. Otherwise, emotional regulation and impulse control during and after the journey could be more difficult. Kiki Jacobson reinforces this idea from a research perspective. She notes that people in late adolescence and emerging adulthood, typically the ages of 18 to 25, right, Kim? That's a pretty cool name. Would be at an elevated risk for psychological destabilization. That's because the non-ordinary states of consciousness that psychedelics elicit demand cognitive and emotional resources that are still developing in younger brains. Louis Bellow speaks from personal experience. I began exploring psychedelics at 17, and while it shaped who I am today in positive ways, it also came with risks. I couldn't fully understand those things at the time. For still maturing minds, psychedelics can be a double-edged sword. Brain development provides a biological baseline, but most practitioners agree it isn't everything. Ben Askins puts it poetically. You're safest when your nervous system and sense of self can bend without breaking. He is putting this poetically. Wait for the next line of what he says. Age is less a number than a quality. Humility comes with age. He's saying when you can start experiencing humility. I'm like, wow. I sure wasn't humble until I ended up in a rehab. Wow. Humility is a sign of maturity. The ability to handle a confrontational experience without resisting or falling apart is what ultimately matters. So easy to fall apart when I was in my 20s. Confronted with something I didn't agree with. I had a temper. A real big temper. And a need to be right. No wonder the universe wasn't putting mushrooms around me at the time. Wallace Murray agrees. Psychedelic work tends to be safer once the mind and identity have matured enough to hold complex experience without fragmentation. Carolina Correa says, what matters most is readiness and stability. Right, Herbs? Having the internal resource to integrate what may emerge. People who've done personal work through therapy, mindfulness, or other reflective practices often bring more grounding to the experience, regardless of the age. The specific medicine context and intention matter too. Carrie Rowe Laframbeau, there's another one for you, Kim. That's a pretty good name. Carrie Rowe Laframbeau adds important nuance. If you have a teenager who is acutely suicidal, ketamine is a great first-line choice. However, I would not recommend using something like MDMA on a teen. Different medicines carry different risk profiles, which need to be considered alongside age. I think the safest, the one I'm stuck on this one. I haven't ventured off to the other ones. I'm feeling pretty safe in shrooms. Psilocybin. Psilocybin pretty much covers all my needs, especially just microdose. Boom, I'm good. I don't need to go see those aliens in DMT land. And I haven't decided that I want to purge for a whole 3 days on ayahuasca. But that's me. I tend to dip my toe in the water of these kind of things. I'm not the big diver. Oh, but I dive in other areas. Make sure you're supported. Psychedelic safety at any age depends on context. Carrie reminds us that across cultures, there are rites of passage where medicines are used to mark life transitions from childhood to adulthood. Some traditions use medicines through pregnancy and from birth to adulthood without any issues or problems. Admittedly, the Western fixation on brain development doesn't account for this history of safe use across the ages. Yeah, like the Indians didn't have to wait till the warrior was 25 to go do his manhood stuff. Carrie continues, these medicines have been used for millennia to connect spiritually from very young ages. Our Western society seems to have issues with this, despite all the cultures who have proven this to be safe and important. Granted, these cultures have more community support, and it's more prevalent in their communities than in Western civilization. So you can't really compare them. They come up with completely different ideas of it. Here, I think all our psychedelics start out as a party. Generally. Most people start out, oh, that's a party thing. And then we start getting introduced to the fact that it's actually medicine. And then we can take it responsibly for all of the benefits. Mostly, in Western civilization, our psychedelics start out as a, let's have a trip. Mary Decker summarizes the holistic view. Safety depends more on emotional readiness, mindset, and support than the years lived. The best time is when your intuition feels clear and your foundations are stable and you have a safe integration support to help you process and embody whatever arises. Neat article, give me 5 people. It gives us, that's good food for thought. Gives us references. We're going to run into people in our lives that are going to ask us this question. What's a good time to start? This is a really good article, and I like the fact that Western civilization is different. We're raised different. The dream of our hell came with a lot of different agreements than some of these other cultures' agreements. Right? So these are good things to read here. I love sharing like this. I really, really do. Such important information out there. Carrie Rowe off Rambeau and Summer McCool. Kim and I are going to get our names changed. Okay? Nurse, as a retired psych nurse. 25 makes sense. It does make sense to me. Yeah, that's what makes sense to me. For almost anything. I wouldn't even want my, excuse me, I wouldn't even want my kids, if I had kids, like if I'm younger and I'm starting to raise kids, yeah, you're going to smoke all the pot you want. Wait till you're like graduated from college. Your brain will be ready, and take it easy until then. Alcohol, stay away from it. You're going to have a party, you're going to go out, you're going to do your stuff, you're going to have 3 or 4 woo-haws a year, especially New Year's Eve, maybe your birthday, a couple of holidays, 4th of July, oh, for sure. But you don't need to use it every day. Like Pops literally I would load my bong. I loaded my bong up, and it would sit next to my bed. Preload the night before. And first thing I do when I wake up, I haven't even gotten out of bed yet. I've lifted my head off the pillow. I turn, sit up a little bit so I don't spill the bong water, and I'm blazing before I have gotten out of bed and looked at a razor or a toothbrush. Years, I tell you. Long time. Glad I'm not, it feels better to not be puffing right now. Except that Derek's stuff got me sensitivo the other night. Okay? Derek got me all sensitivo. I took 2 hits of that lobster butter he's sharing with us. Watch out. You might start getting sensitive. Okay? Herbie, well, you're going to be able to party on your birthday then. Irony and sarcasm. Boy, with the way we communicate today, which is mostly texts and emails, I know that's the way I communicate. I avoid the phone now. I really do. It's weird. I don't call people. I don't talk on the phone. My immediate family and business for business when necessary. But I'm a big texter. I like texting. And I like emailing. Texting's neat because I actually have a thread of the things that we talked about, and I can refer to it. This is the second house I've owned. I don't even have remember, back in the day, you'd have a phone on the wall, usually in your kitchen. I haven't had a house phone in 10 years, 8 years. I haven't had a house phone. Everything's done on the cell. I haven't had like a home station computer with a CPU and all of that. I haven't had one of those in forever. Now I can take my computer with me. It's a little notebook or an iPad or my phone. Sarcasm doesn't go over very well on texts, does it? Sarcasm doesn't go over very well. Should we even use sarcasm if we're trying to be impeccable? If we're practicing being impeccable, is sarcasm something that we should use? I don't have an answer. I'm just asking. I know I limit it because it can be, sarcasm comes with inference. It comes with body language. It comes with tone of voice. And it can be so misunderstood if it's just a text and an email. So I avoid anything that I hope to. I try to avoid sarcasm. I like that, Greenie. Sarcasm's meant for the deer camp. What you're really saying is it's meant between friends. People that get it. Irony. Should we be ironic in our writing? These are just things I've been considering this week, because I had my mental breakdown and I read those just radically mean things to people about their food stamp issues. And they let it get to me. And how much of it was sarcasm, Pops? Well, I don't know. I need to really study sarcasm to know the answer. Let me look into sarcasm. That's what we're doing today. I think sarcasm is something that I know I have chosen to avoid using sarcasm in texts and in comments and in writing. For the specific purpose of hoping to not be misunderstood. There's one guy in here, there's one friend, when we text each other, I think we don't hold back sarcasm. He has a green curtain in his bathroom, this guy. Okay, so when we text each other back and forth outside of the context of T group, we use some sarcasm. The guy's hilarious, by the way. He's hilarious! Oh, he never stops making me laugh. But I think what Greenie just said, it's used at the deer camp, meaning it's used among friends. So even if it's misunderstood, it's forgiven. Even though we don't really misunderstand. Right, Wazzy? I love that guy. Uh, just crack each other up. Can't help it. Husband and wife sarcasm. It's kind of pretty. It's cute. They get it. They're communicating in their own, that's kind of a love language. Pretty good. Just the two of them, but I wouldn't want to teach it to the kids. We lived in a household of sarcasm growing up and teasing, heavy teasing. And my parents didn't monitor it. We hurt each other's feelings on a regular basis. Deliberately. Nice. That's a way to let a kid grow up. We over-teased hardcore each other. Practical jokes that we shouldn't have done. Jesus Christ says, my house was full of a-holes. Mine too. We were mean to each other. Imagine calling your sister, her nickname was Blue because she had the bluest eyes. From the day she was born, my dad never called her by her real name, Adrienne. He called her Blue. It was the cutest nickname. We all called my sister Blue. At school, she was Adrienne. At home, she's Blue. Hey, Blue. And that was an okay nickname. It was the only okay nickname in our whole family. Everyone else, we assigned nicknames to hurt their feelings on purpose. How would you like to be the sister called the Snake? How would you like that one? How would you like being called Puff? And not because you're smoking, but because you're nothing but a puff. I must have said that to my baby sister 100 times a week. Puff. You're nothing but a puff. Because she was the little baby. Emotional damage from birth. Damaging each other. And the parents see it, and they didn't really cut it off. My sister Blue, when she started becoming a teenager, we started calling her Blue-popotamus. She wasn't heavy at all. She was running marathons in her 20s. Incredibly good shape. But I don't know, she must have one summer got a little heavier than we remembered. Now all of a sudden she's a blue hippopotamus, Blue-popotamus. To the day she died, she talked about how that hurt. When you guys used to call me Blue-popotamus. Teasing, inordinate teasing. Streety, we didn't know better. There wasn't malicious, but in a way there was. I could remember being malicious. I can remember trying to, I hope this hurts their feelings, but know that it could, and I didn't care. It could, and I didn't care. If my parents didn't care, why would I care? So I don't know. There was some maliciousness in our family. We used to call my brother was lots of nicknames, but some are just coming to mind. I would go around the house, it's a true story, and I would catalog your sins. I had a notebook. I'm like 10, 11, 12 years old, and I wanted to be a priest when I grew up, because my dad was going to be a priest. And I wanted to, like I told you guys before, I wanted to be accurate at confession on Saturdays before you go get communion on Sunday. I walked around the house with a notebook. And if I saw one of my brothers or sisters sinning, I wrote it down under their name. Each one had a page. And I was like, yeah, Renee hit Geraldine today. Write it down. Yeah. Tim snuck an extra 3 peanuts. Write it down. Okay, I was the whole mother in my house. I'd walk around and write down everybody's sin. And then sin tracker. It's a true story. Sorry. Keep track of their 7. I'd love to see one of those notebooks today. Okay. I would love it. And then on Saturday, when we're all piling into the car to go to confession, I would hand them each their page. There's your sins for the week. Make sure you report these to Father Schneiders. Oh, God. No wonder they called me the priest. Oh, shut up, the priest. That was when I was tough, Corey. It's a true story. I'm handing them their sin sheet. It even had a date in the upper corner. You know how you had to put a date in the upper corner on a page? That is Saturday date. Father Iron Balls. See, that was one nickname. That wasn't nice. Call me Iron Balls. Okay. Well, but it's true, man. I did that for a few years till I think they just said, man, if you write down one of my sins one more time, somehow, now by 13 I'm smoking weed and I'm not being a priest anymore. Okay, now I'm heading in the opposite, now I'm going the other way. But up until then, yeah, I look back on that. I was the warden. Oh, God. I don't think my parents minded either. They're kind of like, well, I'm glad we're keeping. Let me see what Tim did this week. He's asking for an extra privilege. Give me the notebook. Am I making you guys laugh? I'm dying over here. We started talking about irony and sarcasm, and now we're talking about Pops being out of control. I used to read all the time. If I wasn't going around the house taking your inventory, okay, if I wasn't going around the house taking your inventory, my page was always pretty clean because I was like one of those guys that compared. It was like, I'm going to have the fewest strikes this week. Like, so if one of my sisters is like, if I'm gaining on them, I'm adding something. I'm going to go find some sin. Like, I'm going to find something. Nope, yeah, that goes in the book. That goes in the book right there. You licked the frosting bowl more than the rest of us. Boom. That's not a sin, okay? It's not. It's what kids do. No, you got to sin. That's a mark. Tell Father Schneiders, I licked the bowl more than the rest this week. Okay. Stitches got ditches. No, I got away with it. So I kept everybody's inventory as Father Chris. Yeah, Father Chris. And it wasn't said in a holy way, okay? The other nickname they gave me, because I was reading all the time, and I didn't want anybody to bother me. Don't bother me. I'm reading. Leave me alone. No, I'm not going to go outside and play. I'm reading. Okay? I'm reading. So, okay, Grump. That one hurt. Father Chris, I was like, yeah, maybe. I'll hear your confession someday. Oh, gosh darn it. We called each other some mean things. Mean. Do you guys remember what was the TV show? I told you this one once before. Gentle Ben. Do you remember the TV show Gentle Ben? You kids are too young to remember. It was where like some fish and game warden and somewhere, some Department of Natural Resources warden, they rescued a bear. And I think the bear was wounded or something at the beginning of the series. And there was a bear called Ben. Right? And then the show became Gentle Ben because he was a gentle bear. Right? Well, the little guy that plays the part in that movie, in that TV show, was Ron Howard. Opie from Andy of Mayberry. Opie's little brother got that part. And he, let me tell you, wasn't the most handsome little boy. And if you remember, you know who I'm talking about? If you do, he grew up, so he only got villain parts. He did not have leading man looks, let me tell you. He got the parts where he looked like a meth addict and stuff like that. I gotta find a picture of him. Clint Howard. That's it, Cleany. Clint. Wait. Let me see if I got a picture of Clint Howard real quick. Gentle Ben, Clint Howard. We'd watch the show all the time. Here's Clint. Okay. Looks like Pops. Wait a minute. Wait. That's Clint now. Let me give you a picture of Clint. Yeah, here's Clint. Okay, looks like he should be at tea with us. All right. Wait. So, this is what he looked like when he was young. Okay, wait. This is what he looked like right before he did the Gentle Ben show. Okay? There he is. Now I'm gonna just be rude here and say not the most handsome child. No, not much going on for the looks. Okay? That was my sister Renee's nickname. We called her Gentle Ben. You look like Gentle Ben, the little guy, when he was young. You look like that. Yeah, she's the prettiest girl in the whole world. She's gorgeous, little blonde. And that was her nickname. Wow. Now how mean could you be? You don't call your sister Gentle Ben and be referencing that. Okay? Yeah, that is from Star Trek. You guys are good at this stuff. Wait. There's gotta be one more. Oh, this is a cute picture. That's my sister sitting there. That is her. It's my sister. There he is with Ron Howard. Clint has the mask on. That's what my sister looked like. So she got real pretty. So she looked just like you guys. Where are you going with all this, Pops? I don't know. I'm reliving. I'm just thinking that now I'm laughing, but we hurt each other's feelings. We hurt each other. And you know what? We still do that in life. Not necessarily through nicknames, but sometimes with intention. Research on intent behind delivery of sarcastic communication has been mixed. Some studies indicate that sarcasm is intended to soften the blow. Other research shows that sarcasm is intended to be more hurtful than direct criticism. Recipients of sarcastic communication have varying interpretations of your intent. It's based off of where they're coming from, how they're going to measure and judge your intent. Very quickly, one paragraph here. One of the things that I learned early in my work is the developmental requirements for understanding irony and sarcasm. While we sometimes think of our kids as being more than capable of sarcasm, The research tells us that understanding the subtleties of irony and sarcasm is a developmental process that involves coordination between multiple brain areas. According to Ruth Fillick and her colleagues, children do not seem to distinguish between irony and sarcasm and teasing. Another group of researchers finds that although middle school age children can start discerning the sarcastic speaker's meaning and attitude, appreciation of sarcasm's humor only develops in your teenage years. The development of understanding both nuances, irony and sarcasm, continues into adulthood. Remember, we talked about earlier today, our brain doesn't really even develop, the men slower, at 25. So, I got a little carried away with the nicknames in my house, but I was cracking myself up. You guys be careful, I might be tracking your sins and sending you a sin sheet. What could he say? I'm gonna have a new app. I just counsel myself, therefore you guys. Let's avoid sarcasm in our texting, commenting, and emailing. Unless it's somebody you really, you'll know the right person, like you'll have a relationship with certain people that it works and it's okay. But we hurt a lot of feelings. I see a lot of feelings get hurt, and we can't read intent, and we can't hear tone, and we don't see body language. So an incredibly important thing to do. By the way, where does the word sarcasm come from? You want to know where the word sarcasm? Let me get it. Hold on. Let me tell you where the word sarcasm. I don't want to misquote. This is pretty important when you consider the word sarcasm. I can't find it. I don't have time. Scar causing. It comes from actually, it was an old English term for being scarified, for having scars. We can scar people's souls and inbrand them and program them if we're not careful. Scar causing. There you go, Corey. Sarcasm, scar causing. We're very close to causing scars when we use sarcasm, especially in the general sense. So I looked at that this week, and I just said, you know what, let's talk about that briefly for one of our quick lessons here today. Your parents set the example in the home, and they allow what they allow. We might be looking at, don't let your kids call each other those really, I just wouldn't allow it if I had more than one kid in my house. So it's just like, no, we're not going to talk to your little brother like that. That's not his name. We'll go, let's sit down, let's look at a birth certificate. I'll show you what his name is. And do it without judging and without being mean, because that's what they're hearing at school and they're hearing in the world. Happy Halloween, you guys. You guys, I hope you don't eat too much candy. Let's remember, Pops is handing out hot dogs. No buns, no condiments. You're just going to get a hot dog. Okay, I should do Vienna sausages. What a good idea. I should shoot down to the store and get some Vienna sausage. One for you, and then one for, not a whole can. No. Give them a little plastic fork with the Vienna sausage on the end of it. They're walking back down the sidewalk to their mom and dad. And they're like, what'd you get at that guy's house? I got a Vienna sausage. Okay? Those are the grossest things in the whole world. Disgusting. I couldn't eat Vienna sausage. Keep every can until there's an atomic energy, until an apocalypse. And I might eat them after an apocalypse. Okay? That's it. Yeah, Daniel, you're right. I could have used the Vienna sausage as the thumb. Those things, ugh. How would you like to drink Vienna sausage water? I don't get it. I don't get Vienna sausage. They used to have another thing. I don't think I've seen it in 100 years. Devil's food. Do you guys remember devil's food? It'd come in a little can, just like a Vienna sausage. Little round can, that tall. Pop off the top. And it was like a pate. It was like a finely ground crap. Devil's food. And you would slather that on a piece of bread and boom, there's your sandwich. Mom, can I have an apple? God. Oh, God, do you guys remember that? Oh, jeez, that was the worst. Devil's food. Oh, God. Do they still make that? We'll have to look it up. You guys go have a wonderful weekend. I love you so much. We had a fun week, except for the one time when Pops went to Sadnessville. But we popped right back out. Okay? We popped right back out of there. And I'll miss you this weekend. I don't know what I'm going to do at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. What am I going to be doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. Where am I going this afternoon? I gotta go pull weeds. Woohoo! Woo! Woo! You know what? The 3 beds that I've taken over, the 3 little flower spots, not a weed one. The weeds have given up. They're like, that dude's gonna come and pull you anyways. So it's like what used to take 2 hours. I'm like, what do I do after the first 15 minutes here? Go have a good weekend. Love you guys. 4 things. 4. Be impeccable with your word. And if you see somebody that isn't being impeccable with their word, write it down. Keep a list for them, okay? And then every Saturday, hand them their list of transgressions that you cataloged for the whole week. All right? Make that your job. Okay, I'm kidding. Don't think of that. Don't. That's turning you into a judge. Okay? Be impeccable with your words and your actions. Don't take things personal. Don't make assumptions or grade other people's sin papers. And do your best. You guys will all weekend long. Go practice. Love you guys. Pops, peace, love. Oh, let me scroll. Let me scroll, you guys. Jesus Christ in Australia and Vaggie. And Lofi Cathedral. Oh, God, Lofi ate them. Sue Little and Mr. Marmar's Nurs. Mr. Marmar's Cleanie. Cleanie's going to have an awesome weekend. Herbie and Billy D and Jamie Ream and Streety. Streety, I'll take a trick from you. I don't want a treat. Daniel Martinez, Jesus Christ. Don't get a treat from Jesus Christ. Get a trick. Okay, I'm telling you. Daniel, Derek Anderson, Herbie, Mr. Marmar's, Ice Cream Forever. I like that name. Cleaning 4-Leaf is going boo. We have some boo here. Catzilla, Viola, Pidgey Page. Pidgey, Jesus Christ, and Nersey. Yes, I like Swiss chard. But that I had to grow into. I didn't like it younger. Trenty the Trenty Trenterson, Zozo LSD, J.W. Owen, Calico Meow Kitty, Corey D, love that guy, Billy D, Forley, Jesus, get away, don't even, if he knocks on the door, don't answer. Okay, Justin LaFleur, Sue Little, Catzilla, Ice Cream, Forever, I don't mean to make you anxious, Herbie and Ice Cream and Derek and Cleany and Lofi Cathedral going out for Halloween, Mr. Marmar's Ice Cream, Hags is snapping with me, Sue Little, Cyber Jolie Notorious, Don Mark Zamaron, Summer Wheat all day, Mr. Phillips, Michael Sean T. Patterson, Classic, Herbie Von Werby, come up, thank you. Exception, thank you. I think I got both your addresses already. Good job, kids. Jesus Christ, Nersey, Derek Anderson, Notorious Gate, FIFO, and Corey D. We love each other. Pops, peace, love, kindness, and generosity. Kindness, generosity. Practice